Alrighty, welcome. Howdy. Let's see. I gotta click a couple things. I got everything sort of I got like halfway signing up. Usually what I do is that I just click the social media buttons, I suppose. Post on Twitter, put on Discord, and then right now I'm gonna go to streamer mode on Discord. That's basically it. Sounds boring, but it's just like that. That's just what I do. I think we're good. Everything else is going. It's loaded. There we go. Excuse me. Welcome. Yeah. Hope you're having a good week. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, probably won't get into it. Yeah, it's nothing. It's just like trying to restructure things and seeing if Midnight Mirrors is really going for it, if anything. So I'm at that kind of point where it's just like maybe it's not quite, worth it to really go forward with it. But yeah, just kind of like the communication has been the biggest problem. But that's been happening before. You know what? So. But anyway, we'll get on with this. I can show you what we got here. How you guys doing? I can show you this little preview thing. I can show it in a little box. Can't move it. Well, it's going. Flash lets you like move while it's moving, so not quite used to that. But yeah, we'll have fun. I'll probably figure out how to maybe tweak some things here and there, and then do the tie downs, which will be the final line art, pretty much. And then coloring it, and it should be pretty good. So yeah, this be like the sort of way that, the kind of process and pipeline to do all this. But how you guys doing? Is anyone new or hasn't chatted yet? So otherwise, I don't know if you're here or not. Again, it's Tuesday, so it's always a little bit tricky for me to get going with this, but yeah, usually a slow start on Tuesdays. Let's get going on here. So probably gonna try to figure out what I want to do now. Show all my layers that I got. So I still have my reference. That's good. Let's get rid of that. Let's see. Get rid of that. Probably gonna add a new drawing layer, and this will be. I already have Jack line art. I already have Jack line art. I already have Jack line art. Okay, good. I already made a layer for it without even knowing. Great. Okay. You're still doing homework? Wow. Okay. I guess, yeah, it's a little bit tricky because I'm out of school. So I have to really identify with that. I'm gonna see which color this is. Probably should have played around a little bit with Toon Boom before I started. Looks like it's only that line. Right? That's weird. I want everything to be that color. Just have it a little bit less bright when I do this. Not only affected that one. Maybe it's the vector line? Yeah. No. So what's this color? Sketch? Maybe it's my sketch layer. Probably the one that I actually made. Named Sketch. Okay. Let's probably put these back to black. Okay. Yeah. Gonna get my way around here. Because I was actually working on the movie actually before I started on here. So I was working in Flash. So jumping right into here is, yeah, a little tricky. You gonna commission? Ah, great. That sounds fun. I suppose it's not really a commission. It's just for fun for you guys to have something. For me to have something too. Okay. So I'm gonna use the drawing tools, make sure I know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna use this special stroke button. And when I draw it, it gives me the message every time that you're drawing with an invisible stroke. What are you doing? So, okay. Then I can press D, and that'll show me my line that I just drew. At least a point so you can probably see. Yeah. I guess this is for practice too. Get the drawings looking good. Or just trying to learn this really with this different software here. Alright. So I'm like somewhat concentrating. Just make sure I got everything set up before I do everything. Straight lines. Okay. There's so many like extra things that like Flash doesn't really have. I could figure this out. It's just the line weight. What's this do? That just makes it a slider. Cool. Okay. But it's an invisible stroke, so it doesn't really have any depth. So I wonder what this actually does then. That's what I mean, like I probably should have tested a couple things. Oh, that's smoothing. Okay, I get it. That's the amount of smoothness, so we want that to be somewhat, maybe like 5 or something. If I can click it. Let's see. Then I do a circle. That's pretty good. Okay. Not making this for anyone. Just practicing. Yeah. That's basically what this is. It's just trying to find some kind of project to do with you guys. Because now, like, otherwise, at least recently, the streams have been just to have content really for the channel, really. So apologize that yeah, there's not as much content as in early years. Yeah, it's just been trying to figure out like what to really focus on, and I wanted to focus on the movie, and then I had Folly, so like a whole bunch of different factors were going on with this. So so now I'm just focusing pretty much almost solely now on the movie. And if Moon Nightmares contacts me again to say like, hey, are you still open? And it's like, yes, I am. But that's been hard to get in contact, which I don't blame them. But knowing that it's not exactly linked to what's been going on, it just seems a little bit like, yeah, alright, you know? It's like that it's already your personality to not really communicate as thoroughly as I thought. So, yeah, that's a little shame of that. Well, that's gotta connect. Okay, so now if I hide everything, should be able to sort of see. It's a bunch of lines and dots. I'm gonna use this tool because literally it doesn't render. If I go to the render view and then get it, unshow it, then it doesn't render. But it just shows me it. And then it's easy to like color it in and then say like it doesn't exist, and it fills them in like that. Which there's some little holes here. But yeah, those are easy to fix, and then it just doesn't have a stroke, and it makes it easy to not worry about it having these outlines, basically, which is a newish tool that I think Flash doesn't really have this as a base thing, so might as well while I'm here to learn something, you know. So yeah. Probably just gonna keep doing this kind of a thing. So how we doing? Yeah. Yeah, it's got slower since then. I've definitely been working harder on the movie. A lot of them have been mostly the new updates have been to make things look nicer. Hello, commenter. What I've been doing with the movie has been redesigning a couple motions, making the snake walk cycles look better. Hopefully. They have been, yeah. They were like I told you that they were like an inchworm kind of animation, so I would like to fix that as much as I can right now, because if I use them as pretty much like assets later on, then I might as well make them good. Trying to see what kind of shape I want out of this. Trying to go for like a neutral face. I'm trying to figure that out. Not sure. So maybe it could just be like that. Is that a good? Let's see. I was listening to music earlier, so it's just like it's very quiet for me right now, so I'm not used to that. Usually blast music all day. So this is it's awkward for me too. All right. But yeah, with the movie, I've been trying to get some more refining the motions for the characters. They've been yeah, the original versions have been, I wouldn't say bad, but they're not like optimal, if I can say that. Where it's just kind of like, oh, it just kind of like exists and it kind of just works, rather than could be a little better. So working hard to do that, but at the same time, it's just like I could, in theory, also just use the ones that I have, and then use the motion animations that I made, basically just like a walk cycle for the snakes. So I could be using the one that I already made, but I just feel like it's not quite up to the par or whatever that I want it to look better. So, you know. Yeah, exactly. Early parts of refrain. Just because I'm working chapter to chapter right now, I feel like the last month or year, I guess, last couple months and from last year, I've been trying to do that, of refining it to be that kind of standard now. Because what the standard have been, even like 5 months ago, which would have been last year, I feel like some of them have been not quite good. Even what I felt like was just like, that's okay, back then. It's just like, So today what I worked on was the train background outside. I know I showed you in Blender that I just had like, ooh, a mountain and one tree. I decided to make sure that everything's going with my pen. Come on. Decided to make new assets where I made. Probably gonna add these on different layers. Might be easier. Like make the legs on a different layer. Might just do that. So that'd be good for this layer. Okay. You can kind of see it. It looks, yeah, look at weird pointy constellation thing. But if I understand it, then that's sort of, unfortunately, the only thing that really matters. But yeah, I changed some assets and added new assets. Like I added a slightly different tree. Redrew a different type of tree. I added some bushes, 2 different types of bushes, and added a bush that had flowers on it, so it adds more color onto it. Check line art 2, I guess. Why can't I see that one? Oh, they only exist on the layer. That's interesting. Never tried that. If I wanted to see it, that'd be interesting. Okay. But yeah, that's been what I've been doing most of the time. Has been going back in and seeing what I can fix. Has been my big thing, as well as just also if there's new things to do, then definitely doing that as well. Get little shoes. That might not work. Let's make this on one layer, but I don't really want to do that just because I can't see both of them at the same time, so that's annoying. Unless there's a way to see both of them, then that's not gonna be fun. So might as well make it on one layer, which I don't want to do though. But that's the only way to see it, because I need to see the context of where this contour with the body, I need to see where that is so I can make sure that this one flows correctly. I couldn't put them on the same layer, then that'll mess up the drawing substitution. So that's not gonna work. Trying to think out loud with this, but it's just like, it's probably gonna be simpler as well. To do as well. Okay, new plan. Learn it as we go. This is the whole point. I was not expecting that, so here we go. Twilight's not gonna be in June 5? Oh man. Well, I've heard that it was just Tara Strong not being a part of the new generation, or at least Tara's not gonna be Twilight Sparkle in the new generation. I think that's more clear. But yeah, that's interesting that they're at least going for a different cast, if that's also the case as well, or it could just be a Twilight but not Tara then, which I don't know which one's worse. But that's what I understand from that, or at least that's what some commenter who tried to explain it as well said about it. So which might be fun, because that was what Laura did, where she had the list of different canon or trademarked characters, and then said like, well, Applejack, you know, what would their character be, and developed from there. Like, had a list of like every pony character that had trademark's name, and then say like, Rarity or Rainbow Dash. You know, Rainbow Dash when Gen 3 was the rarity, so she flip-flopped that and everything. So with using news cast, and you know, that's great. Because honestly, I didn't really, as like the seasons go on, you started like losing interest in like the main six. So at least I did, where it's just like side characters are just getting more interesting. Not as interested in like what the main six have to learn about friendship for the 200th time. Let's get a nice circle. I had it once. Okay. Yeah, exactly. They could fit anything. But Rainbow Dash, yeah, with that kind of example, was definitely one of the interesting ones out of the bunch. And it's like, oh, we're going to change the Rainbow Dash in Gen 3, who was a rarity, into Rainbow Dash. So, found that interesting. Scootaloo, I think, was also different, at least in Gen 3. So, there's definitely a precedent to how they go about this anyway. Gotta keep this pretty simple maybe, and then see where I go as I add a three-dimensional box into this. Okay. How's that? That almost looks readable. Once I color, it'll be obvious. So background were always interesting. More interesting than basics. Yeah. It seems like, yeah, they just become you know, just the characters to identify and learn from, rather than being super interesting characters like on their own. Which is not to say like they're completely bad or anything. It's just like it seems like they, after a while, they become less relevant or interesting, I guess. Like you can only watch like Fluttershy being shy for, you know, 5 or so times. And even if she like goes back and forth between shy or not, it's like, it seems weird, no matter what. So, I think it's pretty good for line art with this. So I probably should color it and see if it works before, yeah, just give like one frame good, and then you'll see the process, and then I'll just redo it from there. So, okay. Let's get the jack there, then I can sample the colors and we should be good. Okay. So, body is, unfortunately the paint bucket and the stroke button are all the same right there. Is there a layer properties for using the paint bucket? No, it just seems that that's, oh, there it is. Paint unpainted. See if there's anything apply to all frames that could be interesting, but I think it'd be not what we want now. Change the gap value. We could up this up. Oh, it's already pretty high. This is what Flash says. Huh, interesting. Get it really big so it'll think that it's one bigger unit, basically. Let's get this up. There we go. Okay, so now I can see that it kind of gets more. Just filling in the colors, like making a palette and then saying like what is what. Or I can not do it the right way. That's why I want to get rid of some overshoot lines as well. Boop, boop, boop. Boop. I think I'm missing probably the line between there. Yeah. Okay. So I have to add more line strokes. So he probably has the belly line, which is going to be tricky to implement always, but we'll see. Okay. I don't think I have the tail, but I'll probably just use white. I just can't see. Okay. Hopefully this makes more sense now, and I'm coloring this in now. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, I'm just trying to do these like micro challenges, I guess, just to see what's possible or not with this. So I can see there's some, you know, as soon as you kind of zoom in a little bit too far, then it's like, whoops. Well, now what? I guess this needs to go up. This can go down, and then I want body here, and then eye here, and then let's have it be eye here. So that's gonna be fun. So I have to be really careful with all that. It's because I was using a stroke. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna get. Thankfully, there's not as many frames as there could be. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I was like kind of do like a couple. I'd probably just do this off screen, or at least not color it maybe. Let's see where we go. Cause I already spent like a couple minutes, too many minutes trying to get it going. Okay. Did I do everything I need to do? The calculator. What kind of color would work? You're like a metallic blue, Lincoln. Let's get something closer to that. So this will be cal body for here, and then let's get it darker. So this will be cal shadow. So use this and colored this in, and then we need the tape, which will probably be a nice white gray too. So this will be looked over for you guys. Tape. scroll. And then we need a darker one. Not to be super confused with the other calculator body. This will be tape shadow. Just so I can do that. And that. Maybe it can be flipped. Okay. And then this will be that. And if I get rid of that, get rid of that. I think the eyes are a little big. And then there's a hole here. So that's fun. Okay. Let's figure this out. Let's do mouth. I actually want it a little bit darker. Just so I can see it maybe. Let's see. So either I can try and do that now, or I can just hopefully that next time. Can't really do like a next time I'll draw a better scenario with this. This pretty much has to be all or none. So this will go up here, and then that'll go down there, and then just kind of color those in. Maybe something like that. Yeah. Probably should also be holding it a little bit better. Let's see. This is where all the meticulous, you know, it's not, it becomes less of a frame by frame and just like, well, now it's just a vector pretty much, and now I could just play with it as if it was a vector all along. So, I could play with this for hours to make sure that every line possible like looks good, or I can just kind of continue with it. I don't know. Yeah, I get you then. That's no worries. Thank you for telling me about it. Wow, you're busy. Appreciate that. Why can't I get this? I want to get that. So yeah, you can see like I can spend like a lot of time making sure that everything works. Let's see. Would like maybe to make this a little bit smaller, but get rid of the eyes. Sorry. And I could probably just get rid of a whole bunch of lines here. Probably just start over again. Just because I'm like that. I want it to look good. I'm gonna try and color these in and then see if I can get my sketch back, or at least what the original looked like. Yeah. And figure out why that one looks better. Very curious. Okay. So it's got these circles and a little bit smaller maybe. Oof. Okay. Where's some of these dots? Yeah, okay. There's not too many dots here. Not used to it, yeah. Okay. Let's maybe try this again. Maybe just actually rounder? I don't know. I read that as like, do you have any ideas for starters, as in like Pokemon starters? Is like, oh, that'd be interesting. Depends on real life horses. Yeah, they're cool. I don't know. Yeah, I was never the guy to like say like, oh man, gotta have that horse farm, or I like pony because I like horses. I was never really into horses to begin with. I was more of a cat guy. which is weird because I never owned a cat either. So all this is just wrong. We're learning. Trying to start from like start over basically of this, which is probably not good for a stream, but just to make sure that as we go along, learning, to make it look good. Okay. Yeah, I'd always like in elementary school have like cat things, like if there was a cat notebook or a binder kind of thing, I was always go into that. I probably should have made that. Yeah, okay. It's probably like actually like smaller. I already drew this myself, so it's not really tracing, is it? It's really hard to draw circles. I'm learning that out. Why did it do that? How do I unpaint? Or I can just do that. Okay. And then say, like, whoop, that's still wrong. Okay. And then maybe I can select and then just move it over. Does that work? No, of course not. Okay. Let's paint it. It still has all the other bits in it. Yeah, doing this on one layer is really not fun. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Might only get like one frame of this done, fortunately, just because it's like so complicated and I don't know what I'm doing. Which is totally fine. Like I'm actually, you know, admitting that I'm not sure what I'm doing instead of like trying to like fake that I know exactly how to do this and it's just like give me some time kind of thing. I know the process and everything. It's just like this is trying to use a new tool with this at the same time I'm learning. Not very fun. So hopefully it should be fun just to watch me get some shot of Florida clips and with this. Okay. First, yeah. I've just made so many extra lines out of this. I don't know how that happened. I just did all the overshoots with the lines to make sure that what I was going for was just having a bunch of overshoots just to clear my bases so that I don't have to if lines that don't, you know, make a line here and then make another line, making sure that these connect at the top, you just make sure that it actually goes over. But because I did that all over the place, made this giant web of mess. So fortunately that's kind of what happened here. Now it's just been trying to undo it as well as just trying to make it look better at the same time. So that's what's going on here. Now I don't have that line. Okay. I don't understand. Okay. Okay. This is so rough. Okay. Someone who's truly know what they're doing. You know. I get you. That's why usually people, you always see them like just drawing like the same thing over and over just because they know, you know, enough to do that dirty, you know, and it's just like everything else is just like I'm out. But yeah, this is, I'd actually just make this into a puppet, unfortunately, maybe, and then just for the time to make this into puppets and just say like, well, whoops, you know, the head's now actually here. Instead of redrawing everything, I can just transform the head into a different position. Which isn't, you know, I made the this frame by frame, so there you go. So just imagine that, but instead of it being actually every frame being a different drawing, I could just take the parts that I have here and make sure that they're somewhat consistent, and actually use the same assets each time. I don't know if you guys be okay with that, because I might want to lean more towards that. Yeah. just for my own sake, really, as well. Oh boy. Maybe it's just like looking too far up. Sorry about this as well. Let's put that down. And then okay, cutter again. There's just too many other tools as well. That is just like, I don't know which one. Like, I'm just like juggling between like 5 different tools over and over and over just to do like one thing, you know? That it feels like I've just only been doing small things, but I've been doing this as like an aerobic exercise pretty much to do this. Or I'm just trying to clear a couple lines and then redraw it, but it's just like, well, I gotta use 10 different tools to be able to do that. Just based on like how many sort of things I'm doing as well. Did I miss your hello? Sorry. Hello. Okay. I don't know if it'd be quicker now to restart, but might be theoretically, but as well, like, we already made this much progress as well, and that it just seems like maybe I could just continue from this, you know. Okay. So, sorry about this, but it's just been trying to learn this as well. It's just been, yeah. I think my dad even said, like, you know, magicians and musicians, I guess, because I misspoke there, they don't perform a trick that they've never done before live. They practice before they go out. So what I'm trying to do is basically that of trying to do a magic trick where I don't know what I'm doing and hoping that the audience is gonna enjoy it, which it's hit and miss. So as looking closer, I'm gonna probably just got to go with this. Because otherwise, yeah, you can see like just how many little things here that's just like, oh, I'm gonna do this, you know, real quick, just because it's like, oh, it should be easy to do this, right? And now it's like, so many just whys and how am I supposed to do that stuff? That the way that I'm trying to do it is that it's trying to be cover my bases to make it easy to like draw, which makes it easy to color. But if I mess up, then it becomes bad. That should be easily solvable for your paw thing. There we go. Is that better? I don't know. Probably also do it like this. Again, it's like, oh, let me just redo it just because I think it'd be easy to just do it like this. But now it's like, well, I wanted to remove this one square that should be there, but now it's somewhat connected and I don't know why. I want to move this one square. But I can't select it without that happening. So it's fantastic, you know. Or I could just go back and say like, well, let me just make this go out further. Nope, that's not the curve. It's actually this one because that's actually a line. I'm just going through so many things here. Render. Move. Okay. That's probably it's probably it's probably gonna get as close as that. Oof. Oh, if we move it around, it like shows us lines again. So that's fun. And it has like in the render view, also interpolate the lines and be able to show you it. Okay. Okay. That's almost one frame done. I have to do the paper trail as well, but that might also clip as well, so that's gonna be fun as well. So here we go. Let's see why this tool is seems to be more apt for cutout animation, or at least that's what usually you see people using Toon Boom for, is like the kind of puppets that I've showed you on my streams, where I'm not redrawing the same character every frame. I'm using a system of parts, and then those translate around, which loses some charm, yes and no, where it becomes easier to animate, but then it also looks somewhat, you know, as we're like somewhat in terms of like, oh, you're just using Flash to make something look like it has less life, I guess, but at the same time it's just like, yeah, we sometimes have to like use that just because like doing it like this and like trying to do like every frame is pretty rough, especially like trying to now make sure that every frame here looks good, and it's just like it's that. Which I myself am not, you know, trying to say like I'm good at this. Or I could say like I'm not good at frame by frame animation, where I just rely more on the puppets to be able to, which is more technically tricky to use anyway, so it's just kind of like it's fun in that regard, but if the output, you know, doesn't look too good, then there's no good of a point to use. I don't know, I'm just trying to make words. That it's hit and miss of whether it's, you know, let me rephrase that as I try to think of what this is. Tape hole, I don't know. That, okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say like, yeah, this is, if I have to redraw it every time now, I have this as a base so I could use it, you know, later as a, that's not good. I don't see any details in it. Barely. You can kind of see it. Maybe. That's okay. Well, well, it kind of gets lighter as it goes. That's fun. I don't think Flash does that, or at least not with the solid view, I don't think. Okay. I got like a couple really minutes to be able to do anything worthwhile. What would you want? Maybe I'll draw the tape thing, and let me know whether or not you like to have this be real frame by frame, and I just buckle down and have like each of these be separate pictures. We're out to do the same kind of mess heck that was in here, or let me please, you know, use a more technique that I'm used to, where I don't do that. And I'm able to just use these as parts. I probably separate these into different sections or whatever, and then just translate them across. Might have to like actually redraw this, maybe? I'm not sure. There's no with Flash, it'd be wicked easy to not right click on that. I want, please, please select. I should be able to just select all these different parts here, which are in 12 different 100 parts. Oh, I got sticky keys. I don't know if I'm selecting it or not. And then I should be able to move it. Whoa, okay. make sure I get everything, which it's hard to see. But let's say that I get everything on this level. Then I'm able to rotate it around and move it across where I want it. That'd be easier for me, but I know it might not be too, you know, fulfilling, I guess, with either case. But yeah, otherwise, if I had to redraw it every time, this might take another hour or more. Who knows? Might take an hour or more, both ways. Let's see. Things fine between every now and then. You're never special. I think so. I know like Jazza and other animators would with traditional use. They would draw it and then have like a couple frames where they take the existing frame and extend it for multiple keys, and then one of them would just be like a shorter, like a squash and stretch, basically, but you're not redrawing that frame, kind of a thing. So that's what I was sort of leaning into, but yeah, it's yeah. We're already cheating. We're already cheating life with this. That this isn't real. There's no real bunny in front of me that I'm trying to make it look good. Looks like a weird toilet paper thing unless I put the tape roll in. Which I could add some buttons, which I don't know if they're gonna be fun to figure out. To keep it consistent, that's what I'm trying to say. Let's make it like a couple bars here and then do like that. And then we'll have this. It's not really a checkerboard, but I guess that might only be the only way to do this. It almost works. Looks horrible. There we go. That's better. Yeah. Probably should have looked up what actual looked like, but I think it's probably too late to change the design. What would you call it? Calculator with tape. There's an app in it online. I don't know how that works. Yeah, there you go. It's one of these where they print out little things. So it's like, yeah, it's a toilet paper thing. It's totally. Yeah, one of these calculators. Yeah, so I probably was thinking like one of these smaller ones or something. Or it's basically just a calculator with a dingy tape out thing. I don't know if you see these too often anymore. But I know like when I was a kid, my mom, with her office, she always had one. And I would always play with it, and it's just like, oh, it's like, it's fun to like print it out and go, wow, now I got like a whole receipt's worth, you know, of it. This is great. And it was like, yeah, but yeah, I was young, and it's like, I don't know, that's nitty. Anything worth to say anything that's just like, oh man. Oh yeah, it's not like they all disappeared. I don't know if they still use it. Oh cool, yeah. Wondering about that. It just seems like it's obviously very, not very high tech anymore to use, really. It was gone out of fashion or anything. No. Okay. Let's use maybe the tape shadow. Does that work? Let's do that. Get rid of that. Preview. Remove sketch. So that's how it works. Let's see. Hello, Adam. Yeah, they're very retro. Yeah. Hello. I'm trying to make. I guess that works with that. I was looking for a bar, which doesn't exist. Let me use my other hand. I can show you the sketch layer that I have. Yeah, this was prompted before Easter, and it's still taking me this long to get this animation, and then we're doing the final line art of it, which using a software I'm not quite familiar with, so that's probably why everything's not quite going to plan exactly, but we're making do. Womp. Okay. If I want it to be more, let's see. There's just too many lines. Not used to, you know, how this really draws. But if it's the only way to like have it so there's no outlines and it sort of works, then it's just like that's sad. Yeah. So unfortunately my sketch looks really good, so I could either just try and clean it up, which I'm trying to with this, but yeah. I'm realizing now that the way to make it colored is much trickier than I expected, so yeah. Yeah. Love your paper, Derpy. Thank you. Yeah. Worked on the movie a little bit today, so hopefully to chapter 2 or chapter 1. I don't know how you want to do it, but I guess the next chapter will be coming soon, which means maybe in a month or more. Yeah. But yeah. You come in the same. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Next thing to think about, yeah, is whether or not to figure out, just because this is really tricky to do, but I have more of a, the only thing that actually animates, I'm trying to figure out what to do. The only thing that really animates is like some of the body, most of the head doesn't animate technically, on a drawing-ish feature level. Some of it does though. What if I can go into here and just like try to figure out if I wanted to clean this up, what would I do? Pretty much. Like we need to like get rid of this, maybe? Is it locked? No. Should be able to touch it. There you go. Okay. So it's a completely different tool, so it's trying to work it a little bit differently. Like I just want to delete this line, but there's 10 other lines in here. What's going on? Okay. So, might not be the right plan for that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying my best with this. So sorry. All the shorts. Yeah. We died up in main during streams. Yeah. Thank you, Adam. But yeah, this has been a little bit trickier. Just because it's more like a challenge with this. That it's like I'm trying to work with the program more. I feel like I had an easier time with OpenToons, really. Sadly, yeah. Which, you know, had its own things, but it's just like at least it seemed to work better for me. At least with the way that I want it to work is better than trying to do it with this. It seems very counterintuitive to everything that I've learned with Flash. This, yeah. OpenToons? Great, yeah. Just right now, it's just like I'm looking at this and it's just like I want to like have layers or something with this. Because I've learned that if I add a new layer with this and then say like, oh, I'm going to draw on here, I want to figure out where the lines are. What am I trying to do? Trying to figure out the strokes. So I draw it on here. I don't know how it kind of works. Oh, maybe because... why? Oh, I can't? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I couldn't see the strokes on the other layer, but because I didn't have the fills, I wasn't able to see it. Now it's gone forever. Well, maybe... I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so I'm on this layer. One stroke. I can't stroke. Why? No, that's not working. Oh, it's invisible. Okay. But I want to see the stroke on the other layer. But because... Yeah. I think I said it, yeah. Tablet is a mono pierce? I haven't heard of that. Let me look that up. If that's a thingy without a display or not. Maybe? Graphic tablet. Huh, cool. I just found one on eBay for 20 bucks. So it's definitely a budget one. That's good to start with, yeah, if you're new. It looks maybe like it doesn't have a screen on it. It sort of does, maybe? I see like it is. I see like the buttons on it, but it doesn't have like a video screen on it. Okay. Well, that was a segue. Okay. Doesn't have a screen. Okay. Yeah, so what I have is a tablet, which basically is just like a computer monitor, and I'm able to draw directly on what I see here. So that kind of makes it easy in some ways, but also, you know, the only sort of disadvantage is that I can't see directly under my hand. Well, if yours, be able to have a completely different surface to be able to draw. But then if you draw at a 90-degree angle, it's get a little bit tricky. So I'm trying to figure this out, though, so sorry about that. Yeah. So the problem was that if I make a new thing, and if I want to draw this, I wouldn't be able to see the other layers' strokes because reasons. I'm highlighting both layers here. You can only see the top one. If I do that and then that, yeah. Okay. Unless there's a magic button, which I've been proven wrong before, where I found out that this particular button lets me see center on selection, where if I click on anything here or anywhere, and then if I click this button, then I'll shoot it to be where it is in the timeline. So stuff like that I've complained in it earlier, so I'm sure there's more things to learn with this. But yeah, for right now, I think that'll probably be as much as I can do, which isn't too bad, but it's just like it's one drawing though. So in the time to, you know, that last time I drew a whole sequence basically just with a sketching brush, but now I'm trying to do like finer drawings and trying to get everything going, and that's taking me over an hour just to frustrate over over it. So yeah, I can see, yeah, whether or not I have like 8 days more in the trial, so I can see whether or not you guys, I can do the sketch layer so you have something fun to look at, so I can see whether or not I should continue with this, or would you guys be more interested in I just do it off screen? The process would probably be the same, and I'd probably only get like one more frame, or at least make it look somewhat good. So I don't know what really will be interesting or fun for you guys, really, because at the end of the day, it's like it's just like not really. That'd be too interesting. Okay, continue it. Okay. Okay, you guys have spoken. You learned too? Great. Okay. Okay. I'll go to Twitch time then. So this has been fun. I hope that maybe you learned something. I don't know. At least I've learned that using the stroke tool has interesting balance of whatever it works, you know, with your type of method of pipeline, I guess, or just the way that you actually draw. Like it had to be very concrete of where you actually want things. So you probably want to make like another layer. Like I could make this and then draw like a better sketch version that has like better proportions or more refined drawings, and then do the color one, because the way that I drew the sketches is that I'm trying to still find out the shapes and basically the proportions and everything. Like I'm still doing like just like one level step to make it a little bit nicer and more solid. Because I think if you think about it, it's like if it's like solid to liquid or whatever, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like this is like, you know, it exists in just like purest form of just trying to make it like look, you know, this, what even is this kind of a drawing, rather than, you know, I can make it look at least one more step, you know, more refined. So might want to do that instead, or at least plan it out more, try to make sure that everything's on model. I can say like this is not on model throughout. So I could like try to figure out like how to draw things more on model with another layer, and then be very careful with another layer to get the color version, I guess, and then make sure that that's vector perfect, you know, rather than being super hand-drawn, I guess, which loses some bit, but well, I don't know. It's a trade-off of being, you know, like I could make everything be, you know, if I can select things maybe, rather for being like a circle versus a circle. So you can see like they're very like different interpretations of the same shape. So my method is try to just make it quickly, just make it, you know, brush interpretive, and then the final would be, you know, a nice perfect circle, pretty much. It's cheating enough that like it gets you far enough that, yeah, I mean it's hard to defend it, but yeah, I could like go in and say like, oh well, it's not a circle anymore, ho. But I know what you mean. Like I'm using the tools that are inside of the software, so not, you know, not stealing anything really. It's just using the mathematical proportions to everything and saying like, well, they gave me this as a as a tool, just as if I'm just like touching things and brushing this in. Like, is it cheating that I'm like using a brush because I don't have a brush, you know, on me? This is a digital brush, so that's cheating that it doesn't exist, you know, within here. Kind of a weird argument with that. But anyway, it's just like my method is just like get something, you know, look pretty good with this, and then go into the more perfect vector style, and then say like, yep, pretty good. So anyway, yeah, I'll go to this time. And then if there's any more comments, I'll read those. But yeah, hope you had fun. So yeah, see you next time. Welcome back. I just love doing that. Okay, I'll read your comments, see if there's anything else for you guys. Okay. They did the Keyblade Master. Oh, cool. Keyblade Pony. Yeah, I think I made like one Pony Sora. Sora have like a last name? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I made a little Sora pony when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I'm not the biggest fan, so I just made it kind of generic. Like he was just on the background was just pretty plain. That I didn't really even understand like what even the Heart Moon thing was. So, and as far as I got with that, but yeah, nothing wrong with that. With the tablets, yeah, the tablet thing, and just like using technology or not is interesting. There's definitely no right way or not. It's just been right or not. You find it useful in your pipeline, and if it makes it fast enough, or at least just so you don't have to think, you know, as much as I am like with Toon Boom, I was thinking what I was doing pretty much every minute. With Flash, it's like I can take my mind off at least the UI. Don't have to think about what tool I'm using really, or usually like what frame I'm doing. I'm usually just trying to think about the composition and think about the artwork rather than I'm in Toon Boom. I'm thinking like, am I using the camera view? Is this the drawing? Is this the right layer? Am I using the right tool? I don't know the keyboard shortcuts, so I'm literally going between like all the buttons and making sure that everything's, you know, calibrated before I even start. So it's like trying to start anew. So it's just like, and everything's like really different. I just saw like it's like I'm not used to how that's working. Although to be fair, like how Flash draws usually with the line tools anyway, it's sort of like that, but it doesn't seem to be as apparent when I draw on either one of them, or you know, just in Flash. Like it seems more usable, or at least it seems to be easier for me to draw. Maybe just with the experience, but yeah. Well, I've been using Toon for maybe less than 2 weeks now. Yeah, so I have one more week with it, and then we'll see where we'll go with that. It's not quite planned out right now whether or not I'll just immediately just switch to the animation software, but if I get enough like maybe pushing opportunities and it's like, oh well, if I get Toon Boom then I can, you know, go to 8 jobs immediately, then sure, you know, that are very specific and probably use it in ways that Flash cannot use, or probably not vice versa, but you know, if it becomes more usable. So right now I'm just trying to figure out like, yeah, as the trial comes to a close, I'm trying to get somewhat more used to it as I go along. It just seems harder to actually use it at some points as well. It seems weird, especially like how the stream went today. That it went fairly well, but yeah, it's been fighting with it the whole time. Really, it's just the way that it makes sense, you know. Again, it's just like Toon Boom, just trying to learn it. I feel like it's been like you have to like let yourself just go with it, and then on retrospect think about it and go, yeah, I guess that makes sense. That the way that Toon Boom operates is just like it's so out there, like when you are in the trenches and then it's like, oh, you're out, and it's like, I guess that makes sense. So yeah, otherwise I think, yeah, it if Flash doesn't exist, then I would definitely think about Toon Boom much more seriously. Yeah, that's a good word. But right now it's just like it's a fun little distraction to, you know, to tinker around with. It's like a different sandbox, you know. You can make sandcastles in both of them and you can play around with it, but it's just like they're just, yeah, a different sandbox to play with, and you got different tools and you got different spades and sand castle molds, I guess. But you can basically make the same thing, you know, in each of them. But if you want to do a deluxe castle, you could use Toon Boom. But you can also sort of do it a long way with Flash. So it's like I don't know. Like I feel like I'm professional and like used Flash for so long. Probably not as long as others, but I just feel like I've learned enough to be able to just make things, you know, quickly and with quality, I guess. That it feels like trying to use a different software, and it's just like I'm not able to. I feel like I don't have the right tools or be able to use things in the same way. That it feels like I'm being limited to an extent, while I can still also do 3D stuff. But it's just like what. Like I already, you know, with 3D like parallax, where if you look at something far away, then it doesn't move quite as fast as something that's closer to you. So like you can cheat that, I guess, with Flash, where you can literally just tween things at a different rate, which is what I was doing with the movie today. That's what I was fiddling around with the backgrounds, where I was literally just playing with the trees and saying like, well, I'm gonna say that this one's closer, so I'm gonna, you know, change the starting ending points and say like, well, at the end point it should be this far away, travel this far distance based on how close it is and make it go faster or something. But I guess with like using different tools to say like, I could use an actual 3D program like even like Blender, which is completely different. But also in Toon Boom, there's also a 3D depth. Like Toon Boom has Z depth, so I could use that as a tool to say, okay, if tree is 3 units from camera, then exists there, and then when I move camera, then pan correctly, And it's like that saves time, but it then it's like becomes again like the cheating kind of mentality that we have now. It's like I'm using the tools just to like speed things up with that, where it becomes less of a craft that I was using in Flash to make it look artistically sort of solid, rather than like being scientifically accurate in physics to the Z depth being perfect kind of a thing. So, it's kind of this internal struggle I'm trying to figure out right now, and it's just like I've really been struggling with it right now, especially with everything that's going on. It's just not like how that's going, but it's just like with where I am with my business, I guess. Because I just finished a 3-year-long project and now I'm kind of empty, like an open slot, If the Meta doesn't like jump in right now, then I don't know what to do. So, okay. This color your cheaters just for fun. Okay. Okay. You have no which digital. Okay. Well then, hope you guys still enjoyed that little rant then. It still like counts as a debate whether or not. I mean, like even like in the 80s, people were freaking out like computers were gonna take over animation. Like the 80s like Space series, whatever that one was, like the first one to have like we're gonna have a 3D planet. And it's like, oh man, all those 60s model makers, would be like, oh man, we're not using the models anymore, are we? We're all using 3D, and then that kind of stuff. Which is just like, I don't know. I'm trying to. The problem is that I'm trying to like evolve and like trying to learn new things, but it's just like if it's this tricky to like be able to do like even just the simplest things that I just showed you. The simplest thing of just like I'm trying to draw a thing and it's like why am I having this much trouble with it? I'm just like I want to delete this line. It's like nope, we're not gonna delete the lines or the curves. You gotta delete the points or whatever. And it's like really. It's like sometimes it works and it's just like I don't understand the rule book for it. Exactly. So look at insults is actual. Okay. It's hard. Yeah, there's no sarcasm, type of chat to be able to in text to be able to read that. But yeah. Otherwise I think we're pretty good. Yeah. So we'll keep working on the movie, I guess that's basically what I'm working on. Which is good because I feel like I've made enough progress that I feel like I can get it done pretty quickly. Reasonably. It's about 50 seconds of animation. So that's a little bit shorter than the prologue. So that makes it slightly easier with that, but then it involves the more complicated like actual 3D sets. So now there's 3D digital sets rather than the just straight Flash. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky to where am I going? Yeah, should be pretty good to I should be nearly done with just getting the base animation done, and then the rest of the post-production should, now that I've known, I made a couple songs with the prologue, and I made I think one song, the Yoshi Bluewater, that April Fool's video. I made the music in that, so and that was just like a 20-second song, so that was a little fun to get me back into making music. So trying to make original music for the movie, and then I don't know where I was going with that, but it was just like adding more sound effects, and then that should be good. So that'll be it, and then I'll release it. So hopefully, I don't know whether or not be done this month, but it seems like on this pace, then I should be pretty soon. Is what I would imagine, but I know other things will maybe come up. I don't know. So yeah, there's a new program. I know. It's like using an OpenTunes. Like, remember, like the first stream that I did on OpenTunes, it was pretty rough. But then like the last one, it was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep going with it. I feel like I'm somewhat like closed-minded, sort of. As it's like it's not like how I want it to be, or it's like it's not how Flash does it, so it's wrong kind of mentality, rather than like, oh well, I guess if we're gonna use K instead of J, then I guess, you know, I have to learn to say like that's okay. But yeah, even if it's like I'm trying to use it, you know, in a way that I thought it could work, and it's just like it's not really working. um, I don't know what Bants is. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, but anyway, yeah. I had a couple things to think about. Oh, I had that poll a couple weeks ago. I never really talked about it. That poll was to figure out like if whatever guys would want regular, just well, I guess not regular, progress streams. Were basically what I pretty much did today, where I just worked for Derpy movie for like a couple hours. I don't know if you'd like to watch that as a stream thing, without really commentary, because I think even just doing it for like an hour, like my voice gets very rough and hoarse. So if I do it for any longer, then that might not be very beneficial. So if I want to do like longer streams where I just crank out, you know, like 3 or 4 hours of progress stuff, whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm, you know, at that moment working on. The point of the poll was to figure out like what kind of streaming service you guys would be interested in. And I think last time I looked at it was that it was, you can look at it now. It was definitely majority Twitch, which I guess makes sense just in the fact that it's more name brand, just for that sense. Because I don't think, let me look it up. I think that just the people who don't really know what Picardo is, so that's probably the only slide on that, to figure out like, well, if not many people actually know what a Picardo.com or whatever, what actually is it? It's got a funky .tv. Okay, yeah, so PICARTO.tv. That was the other thinking of that, which out of how many? 41 votes, 5% said Picardo, and 83% said Twitch, and 12% said other. So, okay. It's definitely leaning more towards Twitch, which again, as I, you know, like a day later, I thought about it and like, oh, I think it's probably just because Twitch is more name brand than Picardo's, not really irrelevancy, but it's just like it's hidden from, I guess, general view, just because it's basically just really for artists. So while Twitch is like, oh, it's just like this subcategory, but Picardo is like, oh, it's for creatives to do whatever they do creatively, kind of stuff. So if more people would be more, you know, to get the best audience, is kind of what this is basically boiling down to, rather than like personal preference. So I see Cookie that it's like, if you wouldn't go for it, then I understand. But if 30 people out of this vote voluntarily chose Twitch, then I kind of have to sort of go with that, you know. But I could use Restream, but I just don't think that's. I didn't have the best experience with Restream, or just nearly work out too well, or it had like extra things. I was like, I don't want to partake in that. But yeah. So I'm not sure like exactly like if there's a set schedule for it really yet, or even like when I'll start, like any kind of day. But I think I'm probably just doing maybe, I don't know. It's hard to just jump into it. Like it has to be like set up and like know exactly what I'll do. Especially if I do it for a long time, then I'll probably want to, for long duration of a stream, I'll probably want to figure out what I want to do for at least a long time. Oh no. Who do I choose now? If Cookie wants Picardo, and then Star wants Twitch. Okay. Well, yeah, I gotta go with the audience. It's just final answer. It's just been, yeah. If that's gonna be, you know, that's why I do the poll. Because I see everyone's opinion then. Because I'm not able to exactly write down and figure it out. But I've had weird experiences on both platforms. So YouTube's been the only like really like overwhelmingly positive streaming service, or at least for the community that I have now. I guess kind of lends itself more than 5 years ago when, you know, it was more prevalent to see brony haters or something. So like on Twitch, you know, one person would show up, you know, in a 2-hour stream and say like, oh, I don't like you, and then leave. And it's like, oh, what? Or like in Picardo, I had that other experience of some guy like very actually like trying to hunt me down and figure out, you know, find out where I live using my IP address and say like, hey, do you live near here? And then try to say like weirdly threatening me, but also saying in a nice way of like, you know, your IP is so open that I can find you, haha. So you know, you better check your cables, or maybe go, you know, wired on your internet, haha. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, it's just like, because like live, it's like, oh jeez, you know. Like that's scary. It's like, you know, I don't know like how far that will go. Like, wait, you actually know in vicinities like where I live? And it's like, oh jeez. And I was like, that's public. And it's just like, that was super scary. That was like the horror story of that. And it's just like, YouTube's been pretty good, or at least it like filters out like most of the people were just like, now that I have moderators as well, thank you guys. That helps a lot too. Hate Doms. It's like a fandom, but they hate things. Oh man. Yeah, that story. Yeah, that kind of keeps around me. It's like it's always in the back of my head whenever I like think about these things. But if I want to do this, I guess now the other option that I just thought of is just to make a YouTube stream, but then I just don't have face cam, just so I don't have to always be on, I guess. Because if I do it for long, yeah. The only thing is that I want to focus as well as just not talk. It sounds weird, but it's just like I don't want to vocalize it just because my voice is not very strong to be able to carry it for too long. It's already feeling really weird after only 90 minutes. So, yeah. That can be another thing. I don't know. So yeah. Thank you, sir. As well as everyone else. Thank you. Anyone else that's seen Troublemakers and reported it, thank you. But yeah, try to think about this as well. The only reason I wanted to do it on a different platform was just because it'd be a different sort of type of stream, and I don't want to confuse. The only thing, yeah, not to confuse people of like, if I do a dirt stream a week and say, I'm not really here, I just want to work on this completely different thing, as well as not talk to you, it just seems different enough that it's like, it's not really gonna be, you know, it's for a different audience, I think, rather than like a Twitch or Picardo. They're more used to longer streams or different types of experiences rather than what I'm trying to do on here, which is a weird type of show where I draw and passively aggressive, you know, yell at a software. So yeah, we'll probably put a pin on this, as well as trying to figure out what to do with Toon Boom. At least what the, yeah. So yeah, I'll probably do, well, that's, today's Tuesday, so yeah, on Thursday I'll have a, excuse me, on Thursday I'll have a stream of the jackalope animation to get that going again. So yeah. If I just live stream and work and not pay attention, that would not be needed. Interesting. Again, if those short makers do come in, then I'll have to find a way to, depends on what platform it is, try to figure out like what way to best remove them. The only thing about Picardo is that it doesn't save your broadcasts, so if people wanted to watch them again, there'd be no video on demand that Twitch has, or even YouTube has. So you might have a good chance of watching this on a VOD. So hi. Yeah. If I use Twitch. Okay. Hello. Yeah, I was just saying hi to the people watching this later. But yeah. I guess you can say that too. Alrighty. Let's maybe I never found a way to watch people's VODs. Okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at Picardo now to see if there's a way to, if I go to someone's channel and then say you, or maybe this is the channel, and that's it. It's just that your stream there. Oh, look at that. You can do videos. I don't think, yeah, the last time I used it was probably like 3-ish years ago. So, maybe they added it. I don't know. Maybe that's a new update. Where I looked on Picardo, looked at a profile, and now it's like videos. If I look at one of these, yep, it's gone. Wow. It's loading it. Goes for the full 3 hours. Yep, so that's the whole thing. Cool. Okay. Well, that solves that problem then. That people wanted to watch Picardo streams later. I guess you'll be able to do that. So I guess, yeah, that'll remove the pros and cons with that. So okay, great. All right. Yeah, the content is done. Now I'm just rambling and trying to figure things out. But I think we got a good enough handle that we got enough into it that I think we know now more things as I think of what even I'm trying to say. Probably out of it now. My mind's too far out. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys had fun, I'll probably just wrap up right now. Yeah. Thank you. I know that trying to watch me struggle is hard. I actually watched a Twitch stream recently. I was trying to find like Twitch streamers that were doing Toon Boom, where I looked up Toon Boom animators. All I found was a couple of like VODs, and one guy, man, you probably find it, but he was like, I don't know, or what was he? He was like, I haven't used Toon Boom in a while. I'm gonna stream it. So yeah, his whole thing was like, pretty much like verbatim what I was saying today of like, I don't understand what's going on, and it's just like, can't you just do some, you know, if you used it before, it seems like you probably just, you know, work with it for like an hour or so before you go live, at least before you like have like entire speech prepared, like figuring out and saying I don't know what I'm doing the whole time. It was incredible. Just the way that they were doing it. Uh, let's see. For so long, I don't know. Oh, really? They delete. Well, I guess, yeah, they can't keep the VODs for too long. Because there's probably VOD here on my computer, probably is like a couple gigabytes. So you can imagine just how much storage they probably only have. So they probably got to delete it sometime. I gotta watch what I gotta do cartoons weirdly. Gotta be more specific with weird. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah. I think, yeah, there was a guy, I don't know if he was the same guy, but he was like, I'm gonna do rigging where they used the more advanced or premium version of Toon Boom, where they were playing with the nodes and trying to just put a character together, and the whole time they were just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just like, what even is this? And it's like, some people have jobs specifically just to be a node wrangler, and it's just like, how's that really a thing? And it's not looking at it and go, wow, that's actually complicated enough that guy's actually confused with what's going on. So I guess, yeah, that's enough, I guess, to actually have a real person have a dedicated job to just play with the nodes in Toon Boom. Just like make the characters with the puppets, work, I guess. Seems more complicated than probably should be, because Flash doesn't have nodes at all. So, let's see. Show me a few here's what to do that showed his anytime draw character. Oh, that was, I was gonna say Mark Crilly. No, that's the other guy. I know what you mean. Yeah, he was like, it's Naruto. I'm gonna draw Batman. That guy. Where he just had like a faint pencil sketch and he just drew over it with marker. He was like, I'm gonna draw Naruto, and he's just tracing over it. Yeah, it was great. Yeah. I had him in my liked playlist on my YouTube. What if I can find it? So I can find out what the channel was. Well, you can only see so many playlists in here. That's annoying. What if you guys can only see a couple? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Playlist. Let me go to an external. I gotta go to YouTube Studio to click a playlist button, and now I see more of them. Cool. Favorites. Maybe it's a favorite. Is favorite different from liked playlists? Let's see. Yeah, just go with it. Open. It's not here. Is that the guy you watched? You used to move. No, that's different. The guy who drew Naruto and the guy who did Toon Boom is different. So I don't know. I'm trying to find the Naruto guy. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh well. You know what I mean. I think I watched it on the stream anyway, so you guys saw that. I don't know why I can't find my likes. That's weird. Maybe liked videos. It's completely different. There you are. Found him. Don't want to see him? Ah, alright. The only thing that's weird is that he's inside of a channel called Assortment. So, I don't know if he has his own channel or not, but he's on this, like, how to kind of a channel where there's some, like, gardening and other random stuff. And I guess this is drawing lessons with this guy. Oh, the description is great. To draw Naruto, sketch in the starburst-like hair, include the band around across the forehead, and draw in the large collar. Pick out key features to emphasize when drawing Naruto with art instructions from a professional cartoonist in this free drawing video on drawing. Wow. They didn't even add him at all. Let me listen to it. I have to see what his name is. This is important. Oh, he said it. Is it Bill Colley? I'm trying to look. Bill Colley? Naruto. I guess I can have you guys listen. You don't have to watch it, but I guess you can listen to it.
Hi, I'm Bill Connolly, your cartoonist and artist extraordinaire, and this is how to draw Naruto in 3 minutes or less. We're going to lay him out. Got some of the head already done here. He's got real starburst hair coming up here.
Yeah, okay. That's about it. I don't know how I got off on that, but yeah, it's like these different people just like, I don't know what I'm doing. This guy is a professional artist. Cartoonist and artist extraordinaire. Professional cartoonist and this free video on drawing. What if I can find a Twitch guy too? While we're here, I guess. Probably, I'd said like 10 minutes ago I'll wrap up, and now here we are. Let's see. I want to find more people to feel weird. Let's see. See if it's still here. Is that guy? Couple guys here. Was this a guy? Might have been a guy. I don't know if I should say this or not. Yeah, but one of these guys was like, I'm using a different tablet or something. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that's what I say. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, if you just look up like Toon Boom inside of Twitch, here's a guy who's like, oh, I'm gonna do a 360 character rig in Toon Boom Day 1. A whole bunch of other people. I don't know where there's this lady that's also in the videos. There's also a guy who does like a koala. I watched that guy. Well, this guy's doing rigging characters in Toon Boom Harmony, parentheses or brackets, chill. So you know what's up with that. So both ends of the spectrum, it's just like it's hard to really make a dent with the art. There's not much of an audience to have people watch people make art. So I feel like I'm very happy that this works. That I guess like either trying to look for either from me or like thinking that it's some cartoon thing, or not really expecting I'm doing all these weird challenges where I'm doing a magic trick for the first time and not knowing what I'm doing. So, but yeah. I went back to the Bill Margren video with the Naruto. It has 900 likes and 600 dislikes. I liked it. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Okay. So I can probably keep going on forever, as I'm very able to do fairly quickly. Okay. Yeah. I got an email. Okay, yeah, I probably should end this then. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you had fun. Probably said this 10 minutes ago, but so yeah, next time we'll do the more animation with the Jackrabbit. Hopefully, maybe I'll learn something on Wednesday to make this process a little smoother, or I can figure out what method would work best. So might have to do some magic behind the scenes kind of thing. So hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are well. Have a good rest of the time that you're awake. There you go. So yeah, see ya. Bye.